Hello, everybody. I'm Annabel, and welcome to the third edition of the Delegate Virtual Wedding Festival. Bigger and better. Spend the next 2 days meeting and interacting with some of Singapore's top wedding professionals. Enjoy exclusive deals and up to 8% cashback on all bookings made over the next 2 days. There are more than $10,000 worth of prizes to be won, so stay tuned for our lucky draw. Head down to the Great Eastern booth at the virtual lobby to engage with our photo booth and stand a chance to win more prizes up for grabs. Industry experts like myself will be sharing our insights throughout this weekend on everything wedding, from styling to planning, latest trends to start your wedding journey. Let's have fun and let's get started. I'm Annabel, and coming to you live from the Pan Pacific Hotel, where we will be kicking off today's webinar. Together with me, I have Dr. Gavin Kang, and we will be sharing about your perfect you. So let's start today's session. Hello, Dr. Gavin Kang.
Hi, Annabelle. Thanks
Hi.
for inviting me.
Yes, so today Dr. Gavin Kang and myself will be introducing and talking a little bit more about beauty. All right. So, what is beauty to you? I mean, as a woman, beauty to me is everything, right? I want to look beautiful. I want to have beautiful photos, and that's the reason why we have this talk today. Yeah, so just a quick introduction about myself. I'm Annabel Law. I've been a wedding photographer for the past 13 years. And we are based in both Singapore and China. And how about you, Dr. Gavin?
Hi, everyone. I'm Gavin. I'm from Covet Clinic, Plastic Surgery. Thanks
So,
for having me. Yeah.
so Dr. Gavin is also my doctor. So that's why I invited him to here because a lot of my brides always want to be beautiful on their very special day. Right, so let's talk about looking your best on the big day. So I have shot more than 600 weddings over the past 13 years, and every woman will want to be beautiful. So that's why we have Dr. Gavin here to teach us a little bit more, and also for my own industry advice on how to look your best, right? So let's talk about celebrity weddings. Like every time when my bride comes to me and say, "Oh, Belle, I want to have a beautiful wedding at of course, the Pan Pacific Hotel, and I want to have like chandeliers everywhere, 1,000 candles," and then we realize, oh, that's very unrealistic, right? So looking at Meghan Markle's wedding and this Korean couple, which I don't know who they are, but basically having wonderful flowers and all that, it's very unrealistic. So how can we as vendors educate you and work towards your budget to have the best wedding for you and your husband for a lifetime together? So so this is beauty in the Renaissance period, right, Dr. Gavin? I mean, beauty has been changing for so many years throughout the throughout. So look at this in the 1960s and 20110. As a plastic surgeon for so many years, and you've done more than 5,000 surgeries. What is beauty? What do people come to look for you for?
I think everyone has their own. Every modern woman these days have their own definition of what is beautiful to them, and I think that is very important. Beauty in any woman should come from within herself. It shouldn't be defined by the media, by social media, by the TV, or by any other person. It should be defined by the modern woman herself, and she has to know what she looks good in. She has to like what she sees in the mirror every day, and she has to be radiant and confident. And I think naturally, beauty would exude through these qualities.
Yeah, completely agree. So that's why, Dr. Gavin, you always advocate for beauty with enhancement and not looking like someone else, right? So that's very important. You don't want
That's
to
right. Yeah.
go to Dr. Gavin and say, "Hey, I want to look like Korean star," and then your husband like, "Hey, who are you? I don't know who you are, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So now we're going to talk a little bit more on finding the best dress to fit you. So everyone, when you get engaged, that whole euphoria, and okay, I need to find the best dress. So knowing and understanding your body type is very important to find your best dress. So let's take a look at right here. If you're petite, it's always good to maybe look at a mermaid dress or an A-line dress. And if you're pear shaped, get a ball gown dress. And so a lot of people, there's this a lot of people will think that, oh, maybe because I'm very voluptuous, I'm a little fat, I cannot fit into a mermaid dress. And that's absolutely wrong, because if you're a voluptuous figure, having a mermaid dress will actually accentuate your figure much better. So it's always good to go to studios like wedding bridal studios to try out the dresses and know what's your body type and understand yourself a little bit more. Okay, so true beauty is such a more when you examine it and you become more attractive. So it's always, I always encourage all my brides and every woman to look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, I'm so beautiful today. So now let's talk to you, Dr. Gavin, a little bit about pre-bridal aesthetic treatments. So let's not be confused with aesthetics and plastic surgery. So what's the difference between aesthetics and plastic surgery?
Simply put, aesthetics treatments would refer to non-surgery treatments,
Okay.
and plastic surgery would refer to surgical treatments. So non-surgery treatments would be things like you can classify into minimally invasive or non-invasive. So non-invasive would refer to modalities like laser, ultrasound, and minimally invasive modalities will be the well-known injectables. Yeah,
Like Botox, fillers.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All
Yeah.
right. So I think main question is what's the difference between Botox and fillers?
So these are very popular treatments all around the world. Every year, internationally, the figures of these people having Botox or filler treatments increase exponentially. It's when administered by the right hands by qualified practitioners, whether it's plastic surgeons or other doctors, it should give a reasonably safe and effective result. So injectables usually we talk about botulinum toxin and fillers. So Botox is just one of the brand of botulinum toxin.
Okay.
So essentially, when we use these products, we are addressing the lines, the wrinkles, the shadows on the face, lines and wrinkles. For instance, the forehead, the lines around the eyes, around the nose, between the brows, the lines around the mouth. Okay, these are things we can use Botox. Botox, what it does is to paralyze the muscles that control these wrinkles. So once the muscles are a little paralyzed, then the lines smooth out and sort of magically disappear in some cases. Fillers, on the other hand, would try to fill in the shadows and the concavities in the face. For instance, a pretty common area where we do fillers would be the dark circle, the tear trowel of the eye. You can see mine here. All right, and the other area would be we call this the nasolabial fold.
Yeah.
So fillers would fill in all these shadows in younger people. In older people, you can do things like the puppet line. Sometimes you can use it in certain wrinkles and acne scars as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it really sounds like choosing your best doctor is like an art, right? So to change your face shape a little, enhance it a little bit, isn't
Yeah,
that right?
you need to go to someone you are comfortable with and who are qualified and who will do a safe and effective job for you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I myself have also done Botox and fillers. Dr. Gavin has done it for me. Basically for myself, I'm not too old yet to have like lines yet lah. So what I did was to do a jaw Botox. It helps to create that V shape face. and also I did my chin fillers, so it helps to accentuate the better side profile. Yeah. So this is so I would just curious question because everybody will ask me, wow, will my face look frozen? Will I look like, someone that we all know? So
Yeah, yeah. So yes, injection of botulinum toxin in excessive doses can indeed paralyze the facial muscle so much that there may be lack of expression.
okay.
It happens to some, as we know, to some well-known figures, actors, actresses. Sometimes they seem that they can't raise their brow, or they just can't act their usual expressions.
So is
So
it reversible?
Botox will wear out from the time of injection over 3 to 6 months,
Okay.
sometimes a bit longer. But in general, when you get the right dose of Botox, it shouldn't be so much as to freeze the face. Yeah,
No,
but
so I'm a bit curious, right? Like a lot of times when I inquire for Botox, right, they always talk about per unit. So what does per unit mean?
so depending on the brand of the toxin, we dilute them into a certain concentration, and then the concentration will give us, for instance, a bottle of this brand of toxin will give you 50 units. So we will inject unit by unit into different muscles of the face, and yeah, it's prudent to go unit by unit so we know exactly how much we are injecting into the face.
Okay, I see. So this is actually a video of myself and Dr. Gavin throughout a whole Botox process. So this is a proof to show you that it's not painful at all. Maybe less painful than Pfizer, in fact. Yeah. So watch the video and enjoy. Hi, I'm Annabel, and I'm here to do my jaw Botox and with Dr. Gavin Kang from Kovac Aesthetics.
Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to our clinic again. And today I'll be doing a facial slimming Botox injection for Miss Bell. She's done this many times and she's happy with the result. So what it does is to reduce the muscle bulk on each side of the cheek, giving you a more beefy face.
Yeah. So after doing Botox, it's not painful, and everybody will ask you if you lost weight. Win-win.
Sterilize it a bit. You're done.
Done. Thank you. Very easy, right? It's just like that lah. And then after the next 3 months, everyone will just think you lost weight. So that's why that's a good thing about Botox, and that's what I did for myself. We did jaw Botox around the what is it called, the meniscus, is it?
That's the biting muscle, the masseter muscle.
Yeah. So every time when you bite, right, you chew or you grind your teeth at night, your muscle will grow, and that's what the Botox does to reduce it. Correct, doctor?
Yep, absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
And then when it reduces, your jaw will naturally look much slimmer. So as a photographer, I always ask my brides and ladies, right, what is your better side? So every woman has their better side, and definitely, for sure, I'm sitting on my better side right now. Of course, if you know me personally, every side is good side, right? Okay, sorry, just a joke. So what is your better side, right? So how do you see where is your better side is when you look at your jaw, and the jaw is smaller than the other. So we cannot ever expect to have a perfect face that everything is exactly symmetrical. So I always ask my brides, where do you usually take photos? And normally, if you have a good hairstylist, your parting will be at your better side. So some questions would be, what if your hair parting is on the right side but your left side is your better side? Then you can go to Dr. Gavin, do Botox, and reduce the muscle on your face so that you can achieve a better side as per what you want, right? So now we're talking about photography, and these two photos are actually shot at the void deck. So people will say, oh, Belle, you're so amazing, how can you shoot everything at a void deck? Well, of course. No, I'm joking. So basically, right, I like to shoot women, and I specialize in shooting women and looking their best at any place It doesn't need to be at a fancy place. Even at a void deck is actually indeed the best place, because there's great natural lighting. It's very minimalistic, that once you look at the photo you cannot blame, oh, because I'm in a very nice place or because I dress so nicely. But once you have just a very minimalistic photo, hey, you're just beautiful. And that's what we want to advocate for every woman. So this is some of my professional shots that I shot with the Ivory Bridal and Jimmy Choo and some of our other vendors in the wedding industry. So shooting with professional models and knowing their angles. And a lot of my brides actually look at this series and said, oh wow, Belle, these photos are so nice, so amazing. I want to look like her. So what's the difference between professional models and a normal person who wants to look like their best in photos? Is always to look at creating shapes. So if you create shapes like that, right? You see, it's you are actually telling the camera where you want how you look, right? So understanding yourself and your body is very important in looking your best in every single image. So the question I always ask my brides is, what's the smallest part of your whole body as a woman? So do you know the answer? So the answer is actually your pinky finger. Because if your pinky finger is closest to the camera, your whole body will naturally be further away. And that's an illusion that we want the camera to see, right? So that's very, very important in understanding and angling your face for the camera. Okay, so every woman that shoots with me will look like a perfect model, because we understand, and I understand in creating the shape and looking at the woman before taking the photo, which is very important. So as much as having good aesthetic treatments, you must understand your body in front of the camera and off the camera too, right? So, Dr. Gavin, now I want to ask you, how do I achieve an ideal site profile? I think every woman wants an ideal site profile, right?
Yeah, sure. I think that's very important though for your photo shoot as well as on your wedding day. You want to have a bright, radiant, as flawless a face as possible in terms of skin, and you want to have a V-shaped face as much as possible. So, as Annabelle said, you can achieve that with non-medical ways, photography. You can achieve it with makeup. Of course, the other way to do it is through medical ways. And if you want to have nice skin, one of the easiest ways to get it done is 3 to 6 months before wedding. Do a laser treatment for the skin to reduce the pigment, reduce the freckles, dyschromia, reduce acne scars. You can then make the skin smoother and more radiant. That can be done through lasers. You can tighten the skin with ultrasound devices, or we can even do injections like Annabelle's demonstrated to make the face slim. We can do fillers to make the chin sharp, together with the Botox to make the face more V-shaped. A lot of things we can do, non-surgery.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. So I think a lot of people before, like, they never have done Botox or fillers, will always ask me, oh my God, it's very scary and I don't want to put chemicals in my face. So how can you reply that question?
I think for the more popular injectables, usually they are not permanent or semi-permanent, and typically they will last anything from between 3 months to a year. So I would say that in terms of permanence, they wouldn't be scary if you get a result that you don't really find ideal, because it will wear off after a couple of months. Injectables, otherwise, they are commonly performed all around the world. It's been proven to be safe, as if it is administered by trained professionals, such as plastic surgeons and medical doctors.
So now as we're talking about achieving the ideal, right? So there's Botox, there's fillers. I think just now you explained thread leaf lasers and other energy devices. So basically, when you go to a clinic, you'll be so warm with, oh my god, there's so many treatments, I don't know which one. And it's always recommended to consult the doctor, because it's not a one size fit all, right? It's very bespoke, very customized depending on your skin type. And I mean, I just had a friend who did HIFU, and it realized that she couldn't actually do HIFU on her whole face, and that actually caused her skin to sag. So it was worse compared to what she was before. So it's always very good to seek someone who is professional, someone who knows your body, someone that you go to very often to give you the correct advice in achieving what you want. And when we talk about achieving the ideal, it's not the ideal of what the magazine says, but ideal of what you want. Okay, so just now you talk a little bit about pico laser, right? So Dr. Gavin just did pico laser for me last week. Do you see my freckles? Like lesser, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pico laser.
Wonderful, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
thank you. So I have always been under the sun. Like, I'm a photographer, right? And I have lots of freckles. And I think pico laser was a very great machine for me. Yeah, can you talk a little bit more about it?
Okay, so for brides, Skin 101, it's not straight to the laser. So you have to take care of your skin. Please put sunscreen all the time. Nowadays, we work a lot from home. Even if you work from home, there's always ambient light and a lot of UV coming out from the windows and the balcony. Please put on sunscreen even if you are indoors. Of course, you should moisturize all the time, and you should, if possible, have a nightly regimen where you apply some antioxidants or even anti-pigmentation products that you can find with in the doctor's clinic. Those things usually the better products will tell the skin cells to stop producing pigment. All right. Instead of just having a laser to remove the pigment, you can have products that can actually stop pigment production. So when it comes to laser for pigmentation, nowadays the most advanced technology will be something known as the pico laser. Pico laser is termed pico laser because it is very fast. The speed of the laser is picosecond. This is compared to the older generation of lasers to reduce pigment, and those were the Q switch nanosecond lasers. So in other words, the pico laser is 1,000 times faster than the old type of nano lasers, and that makes it very effective in disintegrating the pigments in the skin, and you can then remove the pigment very efficaciously with just a few treatments of the pico laser.
Okay, so that's great. So pico laser is very good for any woman who is always under the sun like myself. And when I did it, it was not very painful lah. So that's good. If you're really afraid of pain, you can also request one numbing cream, right? Cannot.
Yeah, I think 90% of my patients they are okay. Yeah,
Okay.
without the numbing.
Okay. So I'm actually going to show you a video. This is a personal video of my whole journey of loving myself. A lot of brides, when you first get engaged, the first thing that goes into your mind is, oh my god, I need to lose weight. So I lost 8 kg since May 2021 this year, and it was really life changing. The first thing I did was to go for aesthetics, not because I wanted to look like someone else, but I wanted to look in the mirror and love myself. I think that's very important. Always remember that your wedding is not only just one day, but marriage is a lifetime. It's always good to, in every phase of your life, record the moments. So a lot of my brides come back to me for boudoir when they are pregnant, when they have a baby, and it's very good to look at different phases in life and really enjoy my job and my passion. And I want to encourage all women out there to love yourself, and it's very, very, very important. So let's watch this video, and it's a very personal story of myself and my journey with Dr. Gavin. Hi everyone, I'm Annabel, and I'm here to share with you my journey of losing weight. So I lost more than 8 kg since May 2021. It has been a very enlightening experience, especially for myself, right? Most importantly, you have to love yourself. And the first thing I did was to look in the mirror and ask myself, do I look like what I see? And the answer was no. So the first thing I did was to go for aesthetics. I go to plastic surgeon Dr. Gavin from Covet Clinic to enhance my face. And I also make sure that I do a lot of facial treatments, pampering.
Hi, I'm at Passage right now doing my facial and massage. Ta-da!
And besides that, I'm not actually sharing with you anything that it's a weight loss program, anything like that. But I exercise, and I exercise a lot to make sure that I could get the body that I want, and I could look in the mirror and like myself. Nobody can tell you otherwise. Nobody could tell you you are not beautiful enough unless it is from yourself. As long as you have a face or you have a body that you like, no one can tell you otherwise. Okay, thank you. Clap for me, okay? In front of your computer. So now we will just talk about plastic surgery. So just now when we were talking about Botox and fillers are very is considered semi-invasive, right?
That's non-surgery. Yes.
Non-surgery. So if you for example you want to look into plastic surgery, I was like, wow, very scary. Will I look like a Barbie doll?
No, plastic surgery is obviously is a choice made between the client and the doctor. You know, after much deliberation as to what is is it that she feels she's lacking or she wants improved, and what the plastic surgeon can offer. So there are
So
many
what
things.
are the common plastic surgery?
Yeah, commonly performed plastic surgery in my clinic, and also increasingly in the rest of the world, would be the double eyelid, double eyelid, eye bags. Some want to make the nose look more refined. We can have a
Higher nose.
rhinoplasty, a higher nose, slimmer nose, narrower nose. Of course, breast augmentation is popular among women, young women, especially. For women young men and women looking for to improve the contours, the waistline, or the upper arms or the thighs. They want to slim it down. We can do liposuction. And some women, especially mummies who have had children, sometimes the tummy is a bit loose, or some women have a bit of extra tissue there. Even some young women, we can do a tummy tuck for them. Yeah,
Okay.
so this is not uncommon. Yeah.
Okay. So I think for double eyelid surgery, there's always like, how long will it take? Will anyone realize that I did surgery, right? So how many double eyelid surgeries have you done?
Yeah, it's probably one of the more common surgeries at my clinic. Yeah.
Okay.
So, double eyelid surgery. Half of Asian people don't have double eyelid. So, it is nice. Double eyelid will make your eyes bigger and rounder and more alert looking. After that, you can put on eyeliner, eyeshadow better, and you don't have to use the double eyelid tape like many of my clients complain about.
So let's watch the video of double eyelid surgery. Hi, I'm Annabel, and today we are here with Dr. Gavin Kang from Covet Aesthetics. So Dr. Gavin is my personal doctor. So the most common surgery is double eyelid surgery, right? But I want to listen to the doctor and tell us why do people do double eyelid surgery.
Yes, about 50%, 60% of Asian people, men or women, they don't have double eyelid. So it's good to get one. It makes your eyes look bigger, more alert, more beautiful, and less puffy.
A lot of women who have single eyelid go through a lot of hassle because they have to put in their tape, they can't see their eyeshadow, take it out, try again. As a professional wedding photographer, I've noticed that a lot of my brides always complain about these issues.
With double eyelid surgery, you can say goodbye to eyelid taping. To put as much eyeshadow as you want to make it so beautiful. It's just a 1 to 2 hour surgery. What I do is to inject a numbing medicine along the eye, design the eye crease, stitch it up nicely, and then we're done.
Yes, that's great. And Dr. Gavin Kang has done more than 5,000 surgeries. So hit us up and talk to us, and we'll be happy to share with you more. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I think just now when we were talking about double eyelid surgery, this is a problem. It's actually a major issue for people who have single eyelid, that they have a wrong eyelid tape, uneven eyes, and it can become a real hassle. Of course, like what Dr. Gavin says, makeup can help and solve this issue. But if this is something that really makes you insecure, then we could look into it and start this procedure. So this whole surgery process is not long, maybe an hour to 2 hours. Downtime, how long will the downtime be, Dr. Gavin, if you were to be a bride and will be looking into this procedure?
So I think our brides should give themselves a timeline of about at least 9 months to a year if you're looking into surgery, because the recovery from surgery up to the time when all the swelling and bruising has fully settled and all the wounds have fully matured, it takes usually about 2 to 3 months. So you have to give yourself that runway to finish your treatment from day one to the maturation. So yeah, that's the timeline.
So I just now when you were talking about the common procedures that people normally go for plastic surgery, I am very curious to know what's the difference between liposuction and cool sculpting. So what is cool sculpting, right? So I personally also did cool sculpting. So what is cool sculpting?
So I think our brides want to fit beautifully into their gowns. So one of the things they want to do is to contour their bodies. Of course, 101s is going to start with diet and exercise, as Belle pointed out. But of course, if you want something to augment all that, then come to the clinic, check out the doctor. And cool sculpting is actually fat freezing. It is a non-invasive way of decreasing the fat deposits around the waistline, the upper arms, the thighs, sometimes even the bra fat or the double chin. Yeah, so cool sculpting can do that. It freezes. It applies a lot of cold energy to the fat cells, and they then break down after that. It's non-invasive. You come do fat freezing cool sculpting about once every month for about 3 to 4 sessions. Yeah. So if you're talking about before your wedding, you probably have to give yourself at least 6 months to get a reasonable result.
So how about liposuction or tummy tuck, right?
Yeah, so liposuction is also for body contouring, but it would be considered surgery. It's invasive. What we do is we actually suck out the fat using a cannula, and we do this through keyhole incisions in the tummy. For instance, if you want to suck out tummy fat, then there will be 2 keyhole incisions at the groin, usually, and then we will just suck out the fat through there. If it is the thighs, then we just do it at the thighs or the upper arms. All right, these are common sites to do the liposuction. So if we're going to do that, it's going to usually be done under generous anesthesia or sedation, and it will be done in the clinic as a day surgery, or day surgery center as a day surgery.
So how about tummy tuck?
Tummy tuck is also a form of body contouring, but that's for people with a lot of excess skin and fat, usually around the tummy, and that usually cannot be easily resolved with whether it's fat freezing or liposuction. Usually have to do a surgery to excise the tissue, and then we stitch it up. Something like the wound would be like something you get from a cesarean section, but except it's longer.
I see. Okay, so I think everyone want to have like a nice breast, right? So
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what is breast augmentation? Is it very painful? How long does it take? I've got lots of questions about it.
Right, right. So breast augmentation in the in the contemporary sense would be using advanced implants. Nowadays, silicone implants have been have been in the past been used for augmentation, and they still are. And every few years, the technology gets better, and the silicone implants get better. They last longer. All right, they don't break, they don't break easily. They don't rupture easily, and they feel very soft and natural to the touch. And uh, most women who want to who feel that the chest is too small, or maybe after the breastfeed it sags, or they just find that they are asymmetrical. One side is not the same as the other. Then they come to us, and we can do breast augmentation for them. We choose the correct size of the implant, and then we then do it as a day surgery, which lasts about 1.5 to 2 hours.
Really, 1.5 to 2 hours.
Usually,
Oh
yes, yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay, so now we've come to an end of our presentation. I hope that you have enjoyed the session with Dr. Gavin and myself. Learn a little bit about yourself too. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us on our Instagram on Covert Aesthetics and Annabel Law Productions. So now we actually have a little Q&A. So these questions are mainly directed to Dr. Gavin. Common questions that people would always ask. So the first question is by Rosalind Tan. I'm getting married in December this year, 2021. So I'm trying very hard to lose weight. Which treatment should I do now that will be fast and effective?
I think we touched briefly on the use of fat freezing. I think for brides with at least 6 months of time before the wedding day, they can opt to do fat freezing. And we're not talking about losing weight. So losing weight will be dieting, exercise, but we're talking more about body contouring, as I said. So to fit better into the dresses, especially around the waist, the thighs, upper limbs. We can do fat freezing like once, as I said, once a month for 3 to 4 times. And usually, the other modality that we are on in my clinic would be radio frequency, and that helps to reduce the fat, the quantity of fat. And that one we can do once a week for about 5 to 6 sessions. So when we do use a combination, the result will be more effective, and would be some relatively quicker than if we just use one modality.
Yeah. For myself, my advice to you, if you're getting married in December, which is less than 3 months' time, maybe you could consider Botox, because having Botox on your face will immediately slim down your face, and it will have the results within 3 months. I think that it will be an optimal time right now to do Botox right now, and by December, you will look your best, your very best. Okay, the second question would be, it's actually by this Steven Brueggemann. So this guy has asked, can men go for cosmetic injectables too?
Of course, yeah. Injectables are also for men and women alike. Yeah. Men usually, again, like I said, they will go for men will have a lot of wrinkles, so Botox for the wrinkles, especially the forehead, around the eyes, the mouth. Fillers, yes, you can go for fillers as well. All right, for the shadows around the mouth, around the eyes. And of course, there are, I forgot to mention the class of injectables known as skin boosters. Men and women, they can go for skin boosters to increase the hydration and the radiance of their face. These injectables are very useful before the wedding, I'm sure.
That's great. I want to go for all. So question 3, if I decide to get a breast augmentation surgery now, will I still be able to breastfeed in the future? I think this is a very common question, because everyone who's getting married all around my age, even though I'm still forever alone. But so the question will be, later, my boobs look fake, and then I cannot breastfeed in the future. Is that gonna be a problem?
I think in the right hands, you go to a qualified plastic surgeon. Usually, upon discussion with the surgeon, you can choose the correct profile and the correct size of the implant. That will meet both of your expectations in terms of what you want and in terms of what the surgeon can deliver. So, I think it's probably the result. Most of the time, the patients are happy. Most of the time, they
Okay,
will be
that's great.
happier.
I think it's also very good during COVID right now. All of you are staying at home. Nobody's to look at you. So it's the best time to do surgery. You cover your face. It's like, oh, no lah, no lah. I got COVID. Oh, shit. So it's like 2 weeks and, stay at home. And then you do something, all your surgeries done. And when you come out, boom. No lah, just look like that. All my best. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for coming and watching us live at the Pan Pacific Hotel. We have many different things going on the next 2 days. So stay tuned and of course remember to come down to our Great Eastern booth and look at our photo booth and enjoy up to $10,000 worth of lucky draw prizes. So you can find Dr. Gavin and myself on Instagram and all our social media platforms at Covert Aesthetics and Annabel Law Productions. Thank you very much. This is Annabel Law and Dr. Gavin Kang.
Thank you.
Thank you.